My parents were very intense helicopter parents when my siblings and I were growing up. They always screamed at us to never speak to a person of the opposite gender, even at school. They forbade going to school dances because it was improper, and we might risk interacting with boys. Even a mention of dating was out of the question. Once, my dad even screamed when my sister spoke to a gay boy who was our neighbor for 5 minutes out on the sidewalk near our house. My mother screamed when my younger sister was a bridesmaid for her college roommate because she'd been walking down the aisle to a next person of the male gender. Obviously, my parents are on the very extreme end of the spectrum, but I've observed this exact irrational and bizarre expectation from so many of my fellow Chinese, Viet, Korean, and Indian friends growing up. I'm sure it exists in many other cultures as well. I've had a few testimonies from my closest friends. They forbid dating, then out of nowhere one day they start screaming about why you aren't married and why they don't have grandkids. But where was your husband or wife supposed to come from if you're not dating? My sisters are now married, and funny enough, I turned out super asexual and don't have any interest in dating or marriage. And now my parents are pressuring me to find a husband. Lol. I did date in college when I finally got away from them, but I realized I don't have any interest in it and don't like anyone that way. I've explained that their wish came true. I will not be talking to any boys, and they got upset, saying I am almost 30 and need to find a husband soon. They are not satisfied with my sister's marriages either because my first sister married a Korean man, so he is not Chinese, and my second sister married an ethnically Chinese man whose parents grew up in Vietnam, so they don't speak Mandarin. But where does this logic come from? My parents did not have an arranged marriage. They actually hate each other and never got along. They met at work back in China and were both single and tired, so they just decided to get married to get it over with. How do they think we have suddenly lined up a spouse already after years of not allowing socializing or dating? Why is it so common with immigrant parents? Does anyone else experience the same thing? It's honestly so strange and I don't understand their logic at all. OP, coming from me, I'm actually Asian myself, OP, and I never got this feeling of being rushed into a marriage. I guess my parents were just different in that way, but I see this a lot in different Asian parents, especially from East Asian parents. I feel like it's just the difference in age that we grew up. Back then, the purpose of marriage was to survive. In their generation and our generation, the purpose of marriage was actually to fall in love, to find someone who really likes you and will be there for you. And that's really just different from what they're used to, OP. And I feel like for a lot of them, finding a husband or a wife is as easy as just going up to someone and saying, "Hey, wanna get married?" Which it would be nice, but it's not really possible in this day and age. Because we as a generation value connection. Want to see the full story? Check out the full video now on Xaynew Stories.